We have ordered the manure to come.
The speed is here.
ঠিক আছে good. কাম কাম করাটো ঠিক করব লাগে তো
Pani anile ball ase pani.
নাই আছে আছে সব manure भी আছে সব দিব
Water.
Shop laga nam
laga pani তুই কেন
itu অলপ ভাঙিব বেশ ভালো
ওকে ওকে
গাছিলা ছাছিলা
On behalf of the High Court Bar Association, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to this tree plantation program organized by the Guwahati High Court Bar Association. As we all know that the High Court is a very important public institution, and it is the duty of each and every one of us to develop and take care of this institution. Keeping that in mind, the High Court Bar Association in 2023 has organized a tree plantation program. The trees which has been planted, you can see in the front, and then so many trees in and around the High Court. But since the High Court is under construction, a lot of trees have been destroyed in the process of development. And in front of the main High Court building, there was a massive landslide. So many trees have been washed away by the landslide. And we thought it appropriate to organize another tree plantation this year, since all the constructions and the judges' bungalows, all the buildings are nearing completion. So it will be appropriate to plant the trees by organizing one tree plantation program, so that by the time we ship to this High Court, the trees and the flowers that will grow, it takes time for the trees and the flowers to grow. So it was felt appropriate to do the plantation drive at the earliest. So with that objective, the High Court Bar Association has organized this program. In fact, we wanted to do it a little earlier, but then due to so many preoccupations, we could organize only today. The trees which has been procured are from Assam, that is from Langa. We have procured Australian pine, London pine, round pine, blue pine, Traminia, which are beautiful trees. And along with that, we thought it appropriate to plant some fruit-bearing trees like apple, which is suited for the cold climatic condition, and avocado. And for the ornamental flowers, we have procured only bougainvillea for the time being. As the building completes, we will organize more plantations so that we can plant more ornamental trees and flowers to beautify this beautiful and majestic building.
As you all know, the two systems, which is formal, the other is the travels legal system, is rooted on the local community decisions, usages, and all that customs and traditions. Whereas we also emphasize on the restorative kind of a justice, where reconciliation and all that are the main kind of approaches, where in fact, the compromise formula is being followed, which is, I think, more preferable. Whereas the other system of formal system is, as we all know, is sort of a codified written law, which is more rigid, and the approach is focusing on the punitive justice and deterrence. So therefore, this is the only fundamental difference between the two, and both the system has got its own merit and also strength and demerit. So therefore, I'm sure Naga people, even before yesterday, we know that kind of a celebration, 75-year celebration of the this thing was made when it was what you call plebiscite system. Now, since then, the Naga people, whether in the so-called Naga freedom fighters or overcome people, our mind is full focus on the Naga political solutions. And in the process, we have really neglected the other side of our economic and social development activity. It's a high time that we Nagas are also not only fully concentrated only on the what you call the political solution, which somehow or other it is, I think, having some sort of a very not very clear future today. I will not go further on that, but at the same time, I think it's a high time that we should also divide our attention, not only the government, not only the public, but every one of us should really think in terms of economic and social development side also. So therefore, one of the steps of our chief minister has taken is to bring about the legal system and also establish the disciplined role of law in the society to regulate our harmonious relationship in development of both economic and other side of the human needs. So I think it's a very positive side of it. I am also happy to conclude my this thing. I am also like to thank and congratulate the organizers, the Bar Association of Nagaland, for organizing such social get together. I know they are also very much concerned about the development, completion of this iconic building. And I'm sure, as I told you, Honorable Chief Minister will be able to explain to us much better. But then again, definitely, I think we have definitely a very good future. And as a part of our human activities, not besides the professional activities, non-professional like social reform system, social activities like tree plantation, which is part of the environmental control system. As we all know, Nagaland is supposed to be the part of hot spot of biodiversity. But unfortunately, in the last few years, we Nagas, we cannot blame anybody, but we have completely destroyed all the pristine forests and flora and fauna. I think this should be one of the concern. And this tree plantation, it's definitely part of such environmental side of it. Besides that, definitely the public health system, where Honorable Chief Minister has taken another very, very, I think, positive steps on insurance, health insurance, which is giving a tremendous relief to the Nagas, suffering group, suffering people. Things like that, many other such initiatives he's been rather taking, which is, I think, we are very fortunate to have a leader like him today in our midst. Now, as I'm saying, the legal elite, like the bar association, the prosecutors, the lawyers, and all that, are taking so much of interest in this tree plantation program. such others like cleanliness, public health system, as I said, like garbage disposals and all that. I think we should also equally indulge in such other social activities. For such initiative, I would like to encourage the bar association and not the legal elite as the leaders, not only think in terms of professional competence, but also other social responsibility. We should, I think, divert our attention to say equally towards that. I congratulate this.
In planting trees, we are thinking beyond ourselves. We are building for the posterity, for generations yet to come. 100 years from now, none of us may be here, but the trees we plant today and the institutions we build will continue to stand. They will speak of our vision, our responsibility, and our desire to leave behind a better tomorrow for our children. This is the spirit in which we must continue our work, not just for the present, but for the legacy we leave behind. I also take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to the Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Rio, and Honorable Advisor, Sri Tianmanan, for their steadfast support to the judiciary. Under the dynamic leadership and personal commitment of the Honorable Chief Minister, the state government has, in just over the past 2 years, sanctioned more than rupees 150 crores for the construction of the new High Court building. This significant investment is a reflection of the government's continued commitment to strengthening the justice delivery system in our state, and we are truly thankful for their cooperation. We also gratefully acknowledge the remarkable support extended by the state government under the able leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Rio, during the recently concluded State Mega Legal Services Camp. It was a resounding success, made possible through the vision and unwavering commitment. We were especially honored by the appreciation expressed by the honorable judges of the Supreme Court of India, including the recently appointed Honorable Chief Justice of India, Sri Justice B.R. Gawai, who described it as one of the best organized mega legal camps they had attended. This is a recognition not merely of the event itself, but of the collective capacity and the spirit of our state. I must also take a moment to acknowledge the members of the bar, whose role remains vital to the functioning of our justice system. Advocates do more than argue cases. They stand at the very front lines of justice in defending the rights of the weak, upholding the Constitution, and upholding the system accountable. They carry out a responsibility that is not only professional but deeply moral. In many ways, they have a defined calling, ensuring that justice reaches every home and every heart. As we move forward, this collective efforts reaffirm the long-standing and rightful aspirations of the people of Nagaland for the establishment of a separate High Court. This is not merely an administrative convenience, it is a matter of constitutional dignity, regional identity, and equal access to justice. A separate High Court will not only strengthen the legal infrastructure of the state, but also ensures that justice is dispensed with greater efficiency, sensitivity, and proximity to the people. It is a vision we must continue to work towards with unity, purpose, and unwavering belief that Nagaland deserves a judicial institution of its own, worthy of its people and its future. May the seeds we plant today, both literal and institutional, grow deep roots, and may they stand strong for generations to come. Thank you. God bless us all.
I believe we have done earlier also. We have seen some trees already grown. We appreciate that. And today also, you have gone even to other states collecting choices of nice and good trees, decorative trees. So I feel that this new site of High Court building will look more grand. You are immersed in legal matters on a daily basis, and the present program will help relax your mind in days to come. And planting of trees by such high judicial officers will also, you will be feeling a part and parcel of this location. Now I feel very strongly that this also will encourage other departments or even organizations to take up plantations. I used to tell the police battalions and DAs that they have so many man forces that they could make their battalions or DF very beautiful because they have man forces. They can even do daily maintenance. So it is a challenge I'm giving to all the departments plus the police to at least make their campus beautiful. I was, every morning I get up and look this side, I can see the High Court building come up. And I don't see only these, but when I look down, I see the Kohima campus, Nagaland University. And some trees has grown, but it looks like an unattended jungle with full of local plants which are not organized. So it is like a jungle unattended. And also saw one thing that this morning when I was having my breakfast, I many times do, but this morning, since I was coming here, I was taking a look. And I see that Kohima campus, Nagaland University, the Hamas slide are still on. And that's how we neglect our own premises, plantations, and other nitty-gritty small things also. Well, for people like us, the untrained eye, tree plantation may seems to be uncomplicated and easy activities. However, those of us who have passion for gardening, now that is, we know that it is not so simple. The life of a tree depends on a large extent on the time of the year which you planted. The variety of trees being planted. Not all trees planted in one season, in different seasons. Nor all these trees are same. Usually we have 4 seasons, as you know: spring, monsoon, your autumn, and then winter. So best time for tree plantation is springtime, and not in the dry season nor in the monsoons, rainy season. Because if you plant trees in monsoon, as long as it rains, it will be alive. But if it is not planted in the spring season, the root will not take place. And so when the dry, prolonged season comes, then it dies off. Therefore, everything has a technique. You know, Chinese proverb says that the best time to plant trees was 20 years ago. But the best time, second best time is today. So that means it's a part of life that we grow. It also says that savage wisdom, it says that when all the trees are cut down, when all the fishes are caught from the rivers, then you'll realize that you cannot eat money. So all these natural habitations, the ecosystem has to be there. And that's how continuously we have to protect the environment, nature, so that we leave something behind for our younger generations. And as mentioned, today's job will have a lot of impact upon the younger generations. Our forefathers, the Jum cycle, they had perfected this art. Just as the case of trees, we believe that the wisdom of our fathers can show our ways even in the equal legal spheres. Our forefathers, with their wisdom and they use devised a method of customary laws. Our three stairs which we found today, the village court managed by the GPs, the subordinate court handled by the DBs, even up to the Washi court in the district. So these are cost effective and doesn't take time. And through the public pressure that deliver quick judgments, and the process is inclusive and a judgment focused on restoration of harmony within the community. And therefore, the community respect and binding on the community. That's how it could survive. And I feel that both the formal law and the customary law can exist harmoniously side by side. It is therefore very important for the legal community to keep an open mind in this respect. If we look only at the court, then many of our farmers or villagers will not be able to come to pay their fees or to manage. They will give up their rights. But poor people and living in the villages, we have seen, even for a small accident happened in Assam, our people face a lot of problems going through the procedures. And therefore, I think these customary laws visualize, protected, and recognized from the time of British when they came to Naga Hills and passed a law in 1873 known as Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act, and a political agreement to give a state of Nagaland. The signatories, the demand was that Bengal Regulation of 1873 shall be applied in Nagaland. which was agreed. And that's how Article 371A came as a special provision. And today, for that, our customary law, our religion, our practices, traditional culture are nicely protected. In our professions as leaders, we need to strike a balance to ensure that all manners of people are accorded justice. Because we all know, if justice is done to you or to me, then I am at peace and harmony is there. If injustice is done, you cannot expect cooperation from anybody. And therefore, this balancing of application of justice is very important. The spirit of law is as important as the letter of the law. And I want to quote from the Bible. The Bible, book of Micah 6:8, which says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good and what is not. The Lord requires of thee but to do justice and to love mercy and to walk humbly with thy Lord. So it is expected and it is spoken to the human being that we should do justice to one another. And therefore, a time like this, I think we should go back to our customary laws, the savage wisdom which has kept the community in harmony, doing justice to one another. And this place of New High Court site, which we're trying to beautify, I hope it will become a place of a blessing for everybody who is looking for justice, so that humanity and society can live in harmony. For the state government, we have been pursuing with Government of India to complete this building. Sadly, as mentioned by the advisor, Manan, we are unfortunate. Say a state like Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Manipur, they got 100% funding from Government of India. Construction of High Court and separations. But for us, how much pursuit, how much ministry or minister who visited, they had gone back, but till today, we have not received any grant from Government of India for construction of these. So we started from the state fund, and so far we have spent about 240 plus crores. You know, our state financial position is not very good. And to complete these, to furnish, to make it functional, we'll be requiring, with staff cutters, we'll be requiring about 300 crores more. So state sees out the situation, and to have a high court, separate high court, I myself had approached to the ministry, to the Home Minister, for him to move in the Parliament for amendment. Then I also, with my team, visited the Chief Justice of India, and your Bar Association also visited during Azur's time. And so we tried everything, and to convince them, we kept the old High Court complex ready. We make more rooms for the court. The old Chief Minister's residence was allotted for Chief Justice for a separate High Court for Nagaland. And other judges also, some ministers' quarters were given, renovated. So even without this complex, we could start. But when Government of India think that it is not time for us to be given that separate High Court, it's very unfortunate. But we will continue to pursue until justice is done. But we have to do on our part that we should also do well as far as the justice deliverance is concerned. So I'm happy that I'm a part of the historical plantation today, and I wished all of you a very successful plantation. Plantations needs care. Like when a child is born, not only the mother, but the family has to take care of the children. So I hope as we plant today, you'll take care so that it'll grow to be a beautiful and beautify this new side of High Court. Thank you and God bless.